All right, so today we're going to break down the 2026 manifesto from the Naam Tamilar Katchi, a political party in Tamil Nadu. We're going to dive right into its vision, its philosophy, and its promises using the actual text and imagery from the document itself.
Right at the heart of this whole document, you've got this really powerful symbol, the farmer. You see them there, holding a plow, representing the absolute backbone of the land. Now, this image, it isn't just some nice artwork. It's a central character in the story this manifesto is trying to tell, a story that promises a completely new future for the state. So, to really get a handle on this vision, we're going to look at it in 5 parts. We'll start with the big picture vision for 2026, then dig into its ideological compass, check out the blueprint for how they'd govern, see who they're really focusing on, and finally, we'll unpack the manifesto's call for revolution.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about the main mission here. You know, every political document has that one core message, that slogan that tries to capture everything it's about.
And there it is. This phrase does 2 really interesting things at once. On one hand, you've got this forward-looking goal to create something new. But just as important is the idea of protection, a promise to guard the identity and well-being of the Tamil people. This little bit of tension, between building the new and saving the old, it's a theme you'll see pop up again and again.
So, where do all these ideas actually come from? I mean, a manifesto is never written in a vacuum. Let's explore the thinkers and historical figures the document points to as its guiding stars, its ideological compass.
The first source of inspiration they draw from is ancient. We're talking way back, nearly 2,000 years, to the poet and philosopher Thenaruvi. His major work, the Thenaruvi, isn't just presented as classic literature. No, they're positioning it as a fundamental guide for how to govern ethically and effectively. It's all about framing modern politics within this ancient traditional wisdom. Now, what's really telling here is the specific quote they chose. It defines the ideal relationship between the state and its people as something deeply personal, something nurturing like a mother and her child. The goal isn't just about management, it's about care.
The second ideological figure they bring in is from a much more recent, revolutionary past, the poet Subramanya Bharathi.
So if Thiruvalluvar brings that ancient wisdom, that ethical foundation, Bharati is here to bring the fire. His words are used to build this story about reclaiming rights that were lost and bringing back a past glory.
I mean, listen to that language. It's so powerful, right? It frames the whole political situation not as some simple policy debate, but as a fight for historical justice, a struggle to win back something precious that was taken away. This isn't just poetry. It's basically a political call to arms.
And the third key thinker they cite is one of the most important figures in modern India, the architect of the Constitution himself, B.R. Ambedkar.
And look at this. They take his famous, super powerful slogan and make it a core part of their own philosophy. By putting Ambedkar right next to Thiruvalluvar and Bharati, the manifesto is trying to connect its vision of Tamil nationalism to that bigger pan-Indian story of social justice and revolutionary change. It's a clear call for education, for action, and for solidarity.
So we've seen the vision, we've got the philosophy, but how are they actually going to do any of this? Let's take a look at their blueprint for governance. What's interesting is how this thing is put together. It reads less like a bunch of vague promises and more like an actual, detailed plan for running a government. It lays out dozens of specific policy areas, everything from agriculture and water management to women's rights and healthcare. It's presented as a ready-to-go agenda.
Beyond just these broad policies, the document gets really specific about who this is all for. And that tells us a lot about who they see as the main beneficiaries of all these proposed changes. You can see a clear emphasis here on what they see as the foundational pillars of Tamil society and its economy: farmers, fishermen, traders, and workers in the unorganized sector. Oh, and also a very specific focus on women's rights. This really signals a kind of grassroots, bottom-up approach to development.
And just like that, we're right back to that central symbol of the farmer. This quote, again from the Thiruvalluvar, basically puts the farmer in the highest possible position in society. It argues that a healthy society is one that's built around agriculture, where every other job exists to support the people who work the land. This is really the economic heart of the whole manifesto.
All right, last part. Let's move past the policies and the philosophy and get to the real emotional core of this document. It's not just trying to inform, it's trying to inspire a massive call to action.
And here it is, the other key symbol of the manifesto. If the farmer represents that nurturing, foundational side of things, the roaring tiger, well, the tiger is all about a fierce, revolutionary spirit. It's about strength, defiance, and the will to fight for change.
That call to action, the one that echoes Ambedkar, it starts right here. The very first step toward this new vision is knowledge. You have to understand the history, the problems, and the proposed solutions.
This second step is a direct challenge to how things are now. This isn't a call for some gentle reform. It's framed as a fundamental uprising against the existing political and social order.
And the final command is for everyone to come together. The manifesto argues that this kind of revolution can't be achieved by individuals, but only through a unified collective movement. Learn, revolt, unite. It's a clear three-step process for radical transformation.
So, from an ancient ethical code to a modern call for revolution, this manifesto lays out a pretty comprehensive and ambitious vision. It combines the imagery of the steady, patient farmer with the roar of the tiger. But it leaves us with one crucial question. What does it truly take to translate such powerful language, such a strong vision, into the messy, complex reality of governing and taking action? That's the challenge at the heart of any manifesto.